एक्सेस कंप्यूटर कर दिया मैंने।
जी आकाश आपके पास भी कर दिया?
मैंने भी स्टार्ट कर दिया है।
ओके ओके, तो सर अभी आप रेडी है? हम लोग मतलब हमारा ये कैमरा और माइक ऑफ कर देंगे, तो आप कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं। आप इंट्रोडक्शन के साथ में शुरू कीजिए। और सर जहाँ पे भी आपको ऐसा लगे कि आपको मतलब कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आया या आप मतलब थोड़ा ब्रेक लेना चाहते हो तो आप ले सकते हो, लेकिन सिर्फ जूम रिकॉर्डिंग बंद मत करना प्लीज। वो चलते रहेगा तो कोई इश्यू नहीं है वैसे उसका।
ठीक है, मैं कुछ भी नहीं करूंगा जब तक आप लोग नहीं बोलेंगे, ठीक है?
जी चलिए।
मैं अभी स्टार्ट करता हूँ।
जी जी सर।
ऑल द बेस्ट सर।
थैंक यू। Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all the friends around the world, all the homeopathy fraternity around the world. I wish to introduce myself. I am Dr. Munish Sabharwal. I have done my PhD in integration of homeopathy, psychoneorobics, and naturopathy, being used towards healing of major diseases. Before starting off, I wish to thank Dr. Johar Shah and Mission 5000 for having initiated such a wonderful concept and such a wonderful education initiative all over the world in the line of homeopathy, whereby we, all of us, are getting immensely benefited. So welcome to this journey of today. Before I start off, I would like to share my humble respects and regards to my gurus, with the help of whom I have been able to come to the level to which I am. For homeopathy, I wish to thank my innumerable gurus, but primarily Dr. S. Chopra, who has basically helped and guided me in this journey of homeopathy. For psychoneorobics, I wish to thank my guru, Dr. B.K. Chandrasekhar, who has immensely guided me towards the journey of understanding psychoneorobics. And towards naturopathy, I wish to thank Acharya Mohan Gupta, who has helped me towards this journey of understanding what naturopathy is all about. So integration of all these three basically brings forward a dynamic approach, which I've been trying and holding very close to my heart. He cures, we treat. So I owe this entire content and experience to my gurus and Almighty. So psychoneorobics, what is psychoneorobics? Psycho means mind, neuro means the nervous system, and bix means exercise. Basically, it is the mind nervous system exercise, which draws on the divine energy through meditation. While naturopathy, which you all know, which draws on balancing the 5 elements, integrates very well with this science of psychoneorobics. Homeopathy, all of you know, I don't have to talk about it. So psychoneorobics is the science which works on harnessing the divine current, the divine energy through meditation, and heals the parts of the body which have been receiving less of spiritual energy and hence making them diseased. It is the process by which we integrate and balance the mind, body, and soul. So this is what psychoneorobics is. Essentially speaking, let me share with you what happens is when we are sleeping at night, or it could be anybody, it could be any insect or any animal or plant, whenever they are sleeping, there is an energy which comes from the Almighty, which basically connects to the soul and charges that being, whereby the central point is the soul of the being. So that energy comes through the being from the Almighty on an automatic basis and charges that being. You must have all realized that whenever you're not feeling well or somebody is not feeling well, normally is advised, why don't you have a rest? Why don't you sleep? And when that person sleeps and gets up, normally it is found that there is an amazing change in terms of the health parameter is concerned. So this charging which takes place automatically is what we are basically addressing upon in psychoneorobics, or that charging being done on a conscious basis. Before starting the journey today, I wish to draw upon this science is as old as time immemorial. The mention of this science comes in the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita. It comes in chapter 8, text 10. This scripture was last shared by Lord Krishna to Arjun before the battle of Mahabharata, almost 5,200 years back. This verse says, one who at the time of death fixes his life air between the eyebrows and in full devotion engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we'll come to detail about it later, but what it is talking about, this is the chakra, which is the third eye chakra. The Lord is saying, anybody who basically fixes his life air which basically move up the chakras from down below, from the heart to the throat chakra and to the third eye chakra, and remembers the Lord. So when you remember the Lord, obviously you remember with him gratitude, we remember him with love, we remember him with thankfulness, and we remember with him with all the bliss. So that is a state of mind. So here basically in this verse, which is 5,200 years old, Lord is basically referring to the concept of the chakras, which is very much detailed in the ancient Vedas, which have emitted for all mankind. So today, as we move ahead, we will talk about psychoneorobics, which is basically the alignment of these 7 chakras and how they relate with the present day medical world and how it is integrated and it can be integrated with homeopathy. The story as I move ahead started this time, though this information is all there in the Vedas, but this information, this knowledge was actually lost and had become very technical. So my guru of psychoneorobics, Dr. B.K. Chandrasekhar, he is an ex-Air Force officer, and around about 25 years back, he was suffering from cancer. He had cancer of the testis and grade 4 last stage cancer of the liver and hepatitis C. So you can see the photograph on the left side. This is when he was recovering from his treatment in cancer. He was in the army hospital in New Delhi and in the army hospital in Pune. And the other side, it is a recent photograph. What actually happened was that he was in the hospital and he felt that it is the last stage and he is going to die. And sometime in the middle of the night, there was an illumination which happened. And he thought this is possibly a hallucination which is happening, which may be happening at the time before death. But that hallucination was not a hallucination which he felt so, but it was something which is a reality. The light spoke to him and the light said to him that your time of death has not come. And that's how the story began. And then the light started to interact with Dr. Chandrasekhar, and he was assured that he would survive. So I'll just share, something about what Dr. Chandrasekhar himself has mentioned. He says, it was the saddest day of my life, lying on the operation table in a semi-conscious state. I heard the team of doctors about the seriousness of the case. After the doctors gave me general anesthesia, I became, and I was classified as dangerously ill list. When I regained consciousness, I was not told about the seriousness of the case, but simply that I would be transferred to the Army hospital for better treatment and case management. The nightmarish experience of treatment by chemotherapy scared and depressed me. My appearance had completely changed. The horrible appearance of premature old age led me further into severe depression. A series of deaths in the hospital also put me in constant fear. The end of my life seemed imminent. When I was on the verge of collapse due to extreme depression, a white luminous star appeared in front of me. It grew brighter and brighter. I found myself in a pool of powerful red-colored rays from the light piercing my body. I experienced enlightenment of the mind with flashing of the most empowering words coming from the divine. Your life is the most valuable treasure for me. You will survive to carry out divine service to enlighten the world. With these words, the light disappeared. It just changed the course of my agitating mind. I was rejuvenated. My mind was filled with confidence. And my shaking faith in God turned into unshakable love for Him. I discovered the power of patience to bear the trauma of treatment. My purpose of life was defined by God. My consciousness moved to the higher level. I felt the existence of my immortal self. I could feel that the eternity of my soul was realized. I felt that everything happens due to a reason and for a purpose. I learned that most ancient techniques of psychoneorobics through the Supreme Doctor Almighty Himself and experienced the divine teachings during everyday meditation practices. I decided to devise a system to create true awareness about the missing dimension of medical science in order to support the modern medical practices for quick and effective healing through mind-body medicine techniques. These are the words of Dr. Chandrasekhar. This is which the science of Chakra or Nadi came into the new avatar known as Psychoneorobics. I learned this science from him, did my PhD under my three gurus, homeopathy guru, psychoneorobics guru, and naturopathy guru. And we have been going, to Earth Savior Foundation, which is on the border of Delhi, where there are more than 450 destitutes, people who have been discarded by their families, and they have been living there. So we go there and basically try to treat them. So here the treatment is done with the help of homeopathy, along with psychoneorobics, and also naturopathy wherever it is possible. So the results of my PhD has been primarily based on the studies which have been done, of treatment which have been carried on over here for the last 10 years. Just this is for information. Now we will start what this psychoneorobics is all about and how ultimately we can integrate with homeopathy. Let us understand, and this is a knowledge which has been shared to Dr. Chandrasekhar by God Almighty in his meditations. The flow of energy as it takes place in the normal sense and the storage it takes place is that, as we see, in a house, we have an electric switch, and from the electric switch, the power comes, and the electric energy is basically shared in the battery as a backup. And then from there, if the backup is required, if it is not required, it goes to various gadgets in the house. Similarly, as far as we are concerned, if we have low energy levels, basically less energy is coming, then as we call it low, our soul energy is low, then what happens is our organs are not functioning optimally. You may have realized that there may be people who may be given the best of nutritious diet, but despite of having given them the best of nutritious diet, their organs are not functioning optimally. They're not feeling energetic. And this is happening a lot vis-a-vis people who are ill, people who are diseased, and people who are old. Essentially speaking, the energy which is being received by the soul and then subsequently getting transferred and transmitted to the various organs through the various points in the body, which we also call as nadis. Nadis are the nerve centers which are basically lying on the spinal cord, starting from the pituitary glands and going down till the end of the spinal cord. These points, 7 points which are there, are linked to the various organs of the body. And in case the almighty energy which is coming and then coming to my soul, coming to our soul, and then getting transferred to the various points or the various chakras in the body is not getting transferred properly, optimally, then what happens is it does not get optimally transferred to the organs also. In the process, the energy level doesn't go optimally. Soul derived its energy, spiritual energy, from the Supreme. So as I shared with you, there are 2 types of yoga. Number 1, as you see, is the Nidra Yoga. Nidra Yoga means when somebody is sleeping, automatically that energy is given from the Almighty and it charges that person. And Yoga Nidra is meditation in the conscious form, whereby we are awake, and when we are awake at that form, we are drawing this energy from the Almighty, hence basically charging all our organs optimally. Now I will come to you and share with you what is actually happening and why we are having diseases. Now let me give you an example. Like for example, when the power is coming to the house, the power is coming, first it comes to the MCB, that is a miniature circuit board, where the switches are there. Every house has a switch system. So when the electricity is coming to the switches, and from there, the electricity is further going to each of the room. And then when it is going to each of the room, from there, it is going to different gadgets. It goes to the refrigerator, it goes to the mixie, it goes to the television, etc., etc. However, if there is an overloading problem, then the MCB, that is a miniature circuit board, or the switch, particular switch, it trips. So when it trips, then the electricity in that particular room or the electricity coming to that particular gadget stops. And when it stops, ceases to function. When it ceases to function, what do we have to do? We have to go to the switch, either which is there in the MCB, miniature circuit board, switch it on, or put a new wire in case the wire has got short, wire has got burned, put a new wire, and then it starts functioning again. Similarly, what happens is when we are getting the energy, the spiritual energy from Almighty, when it comes to us, And assuming we are having some type of a pressure or some type of a tension, these chakras which are there, the 7 chakras which are there, these are the 7 MCBs, the miniature circuit boards. Assuming somebody is having a stress at his heart center, he's having a lot of tension, he's having a lot of pressure, then what happens? That the chakra, that is a heart chakra, that is a miniature circuit board of my heart chakra, it switches off. And when it switches off, then the spiritual energy coming to my soul, and then from the soul going to my heart chakra, it stops to go. When it stops to go, then the energy which is supposed to go to my heart goes down or doesn't go at all. In the process, what happens? The heart has to survive basis only the nutrition which is coming from the blood. Similarly, for every organ. So heart is functioning not just basis the nutrition, it is also functioning basis the spiritual energy which is coming from the Almighty, getting directed back to the soul, and from the soul it is coming to that chakra, and then from that chakra going to that organ. So if we have to get the MCB of the heart or that chakra switched on, then we have to do a particular meditation. And while doing that particular meditation, the chakra comes in alignment and then it starts functioning properly. So that's the whole concept. So if you see on the left side, Supreme Soul, that is the Almighty, gives the energy to the soul. It comes to the mind, from there to the brain, then to the spinal cord, nerves, to the body organs, to the tissues, and then to mitochondria and ATP. Similarly, if you see the electric power, as I just explained to you, source of energy is coming, that is assuming it is coming from hydroelectricity, nuclear electricity, or solar electricity is the source. From there it comes to the power station, from there it comes to the transformer, and from the transformer it comes to the main electric wiring circuits, and then it moves ahead to the branch electrical circuit switches, then it comes to the electrical gadgets, then it comes to the inverter, and then to the ultimate device. So this is a parallel which exists in how the electrical system is there, or it could be even the water system which is there, and a similar system it could be there as far as our cell phones are concerned. The cell phone, we have the SIM card, and if you remove the SIM, it is the soul is being removed, and the mobile phone ultimately the connectivity is coming, and basis which we are able to hear the voice. That connectivity, the transmission which is coming from the tower is like the source of the energy which is coming. And once you remove the SIM is like the soul in the mobile phone. So just to give you an idea about how it is. The same thing is being reflected over here. Source, Supreme is the source. Then it comes to the self. Self is basically the soul. And from there it goes to the mind, then to the brain, then the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, it gets transferred to the body parts. Spiritual energy, if you see how it can be compared. Brain like the computer, stomach is like a mixer blender, a small intestine is like a food processor, and heart is like a water pump, eye is like a camera, kidney is like a purifier, lungs like a blower, and ears are like the phone receiver, and large intestine is like the dustbin. Now, just to, as we move ahead, before we move ahead, just wanted to share with you so that the concept becomes more clearer. What is the difference between spiritual energy and other kinds of energy? Machines in the human body like heart, kidney, eyes, fitted in the human body work only by spiritual energy. The rest all machines in the world world work by physical energy. Spiritual energy is conscious and helps in thinking. So basically, our thoughts are integrated as far as the spiritual energy is concerned. If we have negative thoughts, the spiritual energy gets short-circuited. Other human-made machines are not conscious. So basically, comprehending and decision-making, spiritual energy is a part of it, while machine energy is not conscious. They cannot do conscious and decision-making works. Source of spiritual energy is infinite, almighty. Source of physical energy is finite. To lap spiritual energy, one needs to use mind. No other scientific tool can tap or store spiritual energy. Physical energy can be stored by scientific tools like solar battery, UPS, etc. Stores the electrical energy in other forms. Spiritual energy is controlled by intellect. Mind wastes spiritual energy in the absence of a powerful intellect. Physical energy is controlled by machines. Man-made machines can be controlled by spiritual energy, but spiritual energy cannot be controlled by machines. So mind wastes spiritual energy is an important thing. And meditation helps us to basically control it and direct it so that ultimately it helps the entire well-being of the body. One more basic concept. Who we are human beings. What is the meaning of human? Human is nothing but a Latin word for humus, meaning soil. So we are basically nothing but body is, soil, fire, air, you all know that. And what is being? Being means soul with mind, intellect, and memory. So self is an abbreviation of spiritual energy in light form. Spiritual energy in light form, also called soul, eternal energy in a body, as electricity is in a house. So there is a neuroendocrine axis which exists. Neuroendocrine axis, which you are all aware, which exists. Energy flow path. Flow of energy is always from higher potential to lower potential. You are all aware of it. So when the energy is coming, the energy is coming from higher potential to lower potential. So is it true for the spiritual energy. Imagine the power status of the supreme charger almighty, whose spiritual energy is charging every living being on this planet Earth. So these are the 7 chakras, if you look at it, and we will come into detail on it. The crown chakra, which is the top of the head. Third eye chakra is here. And Vishuddha chakra, which is over here, which is the thyroid gland place. Anahat chakra, which is here, which is the heart, where the heart is placed. And solar plexus chakra, which is also known as the Manipurish chakra, which is here near our navel. Then below our navel is the Swadhisthana chakra or the sacral chakra. And towards the end of the spine, the tip of the spine is the Mooladhara chakra or the root chakra. Each of these 7 chakras have a different color. If you look at it, they are colored as per as the color of the rainbow. The top one is violet, then indigo, then light blue, green, then followed by yellow, followed by what do you call, orange, and lastly it is red. So it is with gore, which is the color of the rainbow. That is how the coloring is. And how do we have to do the meditation in the conscious form, and how it has to be integrated with homeopathy? I shall come to that in due course. So what happens is that Supreme Doctor and his team is there. This is how it is. Supreme Doctor is the Almighty. So there are three parts to it. One is the visible doctor, which we are the visible doctors. All of you are the visible doctors. We are basically treating the hardware, that is the body. And on the right side, you see the invisible doctor. What is the invisible doctor? You see those seven are in seven different colors. So these are the 7 chakras. So these are the 7 invisible doctors which heal the body and mind. So basically, and you see in the middle, it's visible doctors plus the invisible doctors, which are the chakras, and the supreme doctor, that is the Almighty, from whom the ultimate spiritual energy is coming. All these three integrated, combined together, brings the holistic health. Now, coming to the concept of how homeopathy medicines can actually be charged, can be further be potentized and be useful to the patients in the same way as we are charging our body. As you all know, our body is more than 75% water. So since it is more than 75% water, so it is greatly affected by whatever thoughts and emotions are there around us. If you see, if you go to a church, you know, the priest always uses the water, and the prayers are used by using the holy water. Similarly, if you go to the temple, they use the charnamat, and again the priest basically says the holy prayers, and then he gives you the charnamat. Similarly, if you go to Gurudwara, there also there is something which is known as the Amrit or the holy water. Again, the priest says the holy prayer before giving the water. So why is it that in all the religions there is a common wavelength of water as a medium? Because water has a great memory, and water carries that memory, and it has been proven scientifically by Dr. Masaru Emoto in his experiments, whereby I will show you a video, 5 minutes video. I would share that. But when he had conducted the experiments, Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he basically had formed crystals of waters, first giving different emotions to the water, and then forming crystals, and then seeing in microscope how the water crystals look like. So if you see the photographs over here, there are different forms of crystals which are there. On the right side, if you see, when compassion was given to the water, a beautiful form was there. When water was given thank you, again a different formation of the water crystal was there. When wisdom was shared with water, again a very beautiful crystal formation took place. When heavy metal music was played, if you see down below, the water crystal was not in the best of shape. While when water was told that I will kill you, then if you see, the water crystal was very much disarranged and looked very depressed. While when water was told, you fool, then again, if you see in the microscope, the photograph which is there, it looked quite different. So similarly, when we take water and we share different emotions with the water, the water crystals show form carry a different image. What we are trying to share is that if we are in a position to share certain emotions while we are giving the homeopathy medicine with our patients, then the liquid which is carrying the medicine further becomes more capable in terms of helping the patient. Similarly, if we are not giving it in the form of a liquid, but we are giving it in the form of pills, but the pills are having some micro droplets in them. Similarly, if a prayer is said, it is likely to have much more beneficial effect. Now we'll play the video of this experiment, which was performed by the Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru Emoto. I hope you liked the video and you understood the science behind the, water carrying emotions and how much it affects us, because we are 75% water and our planet Earth is also 75% water. So it is very important that whenever we are talking to somebody, we need to be very careful as far as the words are concerned. So now here I will share with you how homeopathy medicines can be charged. Before that, I would like to share one concept, that the nature of water is to flow. It flows in the rivers, it flows in the oceans. But when water is put and capped in a bottle, then what happens? Water doesn't flow. Water basically becomes dead. Even if the water is absolutely pure, even if the water is absolutely sanitized and zero bacteria, but the life in the water is not there. So wanted to share with you that flowing water has a frequency of 474 trillion hertz. 474 trillion hertz is the frequency of flowing water. This frequency is the same frequency as that of orange color. And orange is the color of purity. And orange is the color of the chakra, which is the second last chakra, that is a chakra which is beyond the end chakra, the last chakra. So this is a chakra which is basically parallel to the kidneys. And kidneys, basically, as you all know, perform the function of purifying the blood and eliminating the toxins through urine. So basically what we are sharing is that the orange color has the same frequency as that of flowing water. So how do we basically transfer the healing power into water or into liquid medicine or homeopathy liquid medicine? This is by basically thinking about the orange color, and while thinking of the orange color through a technique which is known as third eye healing technique. I'll share with you. This third eye healing technique is based on this. This is card. When you look at this card closely for a minute or so, then you are able to see a three-dimensional holographic image of a chakra, which is the chakra which is there, which is the second last chakra above the tip of our bottom tip of our spine. When we are able to see that chakra in this hologramic image, we have to see it clockwise for 21 times, and then you have to see it anti-clockwise for 21 times. When we do that, the vibrations in our mind increases to the level which is nearer to the vibrations of orange color, which is the same vibration of water. After having done that, we are supposed to pick up the glass of water or the medicine which we are having with us, which we are giving to the patient. Then look at the medicine or the water, and then transmit by closing our eyes, by first thanking the water, praying to the water, being grateful to the water or the medicine, and with the same frequency of the orange color which we have just developed after seeing the card, we transfer our prayers into the medicine or the water, that Almighty God kindly heal the patient, help in healing the patient of the ailment which the patient is suffering from. So we give that type of a prayer, and we in the process visualize that the entire medicine or the water has turned into orange color. And after having done that prayer for a minute, what we do is we thank the water, thank the Almighty, and then open our eyes and then keep the water here. In this way, the medicine or the water concerned gets charged, and this charging is available to the patient. Normally, the impact of this charging is there for 24 hours. And when a patient is there in the clinic, and when we are giving, assuming the medicine, which is 1 ml we are giving, and which is going to last for a long period of time, then we normally do this, and the effectivity is very high. And then subsequently, if it is being followed by placebo, not an issue at all. So this is how it happens. Wanted to share with you that there was a research which was done by RDOM Foundation on these 3D charging, and it was done on 120 people using different types of cards. There are different things, cards are there for different colors of each of the chakra, and each has a different logic. All these are there in this book, and all the 7 chakras, these books are, this is there. So similarly, you have to look at each one of them and accordingly get the different vibration. So the outcome of this research on 120 people over 15 days was that over 68% had increased DHEA levels, with average increase of 43%. Cortisol was down by 47%, with positive change in 68% of the people. And melatonin levels increased by an average of 97.77%. To the extent in some of them, the increase were by more than 200 to 300%. So if you see, and if you correlate that each of the chakras, if they are empowered, they can help each of the problem areas. If you see the top area, that the top one, which is the head of department, that is the endocrinology department, this is the top chakra. Coming to the third eye chakra, this is the psychologist or the psychiatrist department, neurologist department, ophthalmologist department, and the dentist department. Coming to this chakra, which is the throat chakra, where the thyroid is based. Again, the endocrine department can be there, and this chakra is also helpful as far as the ENT department is concerned. Coming down to the heart chakra, the departments with which this chakra coordinates with is the cardiology department, the pulmonology department, and coming down above the navel is the area of the intestine, and the gastrology department and the diabetologist department. Coming to the navel side is the department where is the color of which is basically orange in color, is the nephrology department, urology department, immunology department, dermatologist department, hematologist department, and gynecology department. And the root one, that is the tip of the spine, is the orthopedic department and the rheumatologist department. This is how it is linked. Now you will be seeing the photograph on the right side. So basically what used to happen during the olden days, that when the Ras Leela used to happen with Lord Krishna and the gopis, they used to dance and they used to charge themselves. And so that time the dance was basically the mudras, because why I'm sharing this thing is that for the chakras to open and to align, what used to happen was एक मिनट रोकना है, just stop करना. I think we can start now.
Yes, sir. Sure.
You can please cut that. There was some disturbance for there. I had to tell them.
Yes,
So, if you see the photograph on the right side, this is the gopis basically are dancing with Lord Krishna. So what are we trying to indicate? We are trying to indicate that in those days, it was possible for them to dance and have all the 3 to 4 passwords which are required as of now in the modern science of psychoneorobics. It was possible for them to, without using the password, it was possible for them to open the chakras. So because the 4 chakras, 7 chakras basically open with the help of 3 to 4 passwords. One password is the sound vibration. Second password is the what do you call the thought. Third password is imagining that color. And fourth password is the mudra. Mudra is like you use in yogas, this type of mudras. So these 4 passwords are required to open each of the chakra. So in those days, when the gopis would dance with Lord Krishna, this would automatically happen because the sound was happening when they were dancing through the music, and they used to be wearing very good jewels. So hence the color acted as a password, and they were in a particular emotion when they would dance with the Lord Krishna. So that thought would automatically come. So that's how automatically all these 4 things would be available. But they are not available to us today, and we have to bring them in the meditation, which we will share in the subsequent slides. So you see, Ras is dance, which is the mudra, Rang, which was coming by way of the gems which they would be wearing, and Nad is basically the sound vibration. Now I will take you to the 7 various meditations which are available, which you can do for self-healing, and this can be also used for treatment of the patients. And but essentially speaking, this is more powerful in case it is done on the self, and it can be taught to the patient also in case nothing else is helping. The first line of treatment obviously remains with the homeopathy, but if it is not functioning, to basically further potentialize, this thing can be shared. Now here I will share with you how it is done. I will give you one demonstration, and after giving that one demonstration, for the remaining 6, I will just read it to you and share with you. In this one demonstration which I am going to share is on the topmost chakra, and how it is done I will share with you. First I'll read out this slide. So this is on the top, for the topmost or the pituitary gland which is located. So how do we open that chakra in case it is blocked? As we shared, in case that chakra gets blocked, then there are various ailments which happen. And for that chakra to be opened, it opens when we have a continuous feeling of emotion of bliss. And when does the chakra close? When there are negative emotions of sensual pleasure and laziness. When this type of emotion is there, then that chakra basically gets blocked. When it gets blocked, obviously, the spiritual energy which is coming from the Almighty to the soul does not get carried forward, and hence it results in a lot of ailments as far as the neuro axis is concerned. Benefit of opening up this chakra is it helps in memory enhancement. It helps in mind and self-empowerment. It increases your confidence. It helps in hormonal balance. And it helps in a state of joyfulness and bliss. People who do this on a regular basis also are in a position to develop a sense of intuition, a higher sense of intuition, or as they call it, the sixth sense. So as I shared with you, we are supposed to do 4 things together. One is we are supposed to sit either in a lotus posture, or we are supposed to sit normally in a chair with this mudra. You see this? This is known as the Gyan mudra. You're supposed to take this and put it on your laps like this. This is point number 1. Point number 2 is you are supposed to visualize the violet color. Violet color, which is the first one of the whipcord. Violet color you're supposed to visualize. You're supposed to visualize that the violet color is coming from top, and it is basically coming from God Almighty, and it is coming on your head, and then it is finally going down below. And then you are supposed to visualize that there is a 1,000-leaf petaled lotus on the top of your head, which is the crown chakra. So one is the Gyan mudra. Second is you're supposed to visualize the color purple which is coming on top of you. Third is you're supposed to have the thought that I am a blissful soul. You have to continuously think that I am a blissful soul. I am a blissful soul. This type of a thought has to resonate in you. And the fourth is that you have to basically roll your tongue backward, like this. Roll your tongue backward so that it is touching the roof of your mouth. Roof of your mouth. And just like there is a humming sound of the bee, you are supposed to take it out like this. So humming sound the bee, that is. So these 4 things have to be done side by side. So now I will take you through this meditation. This will take around about 3 minutes. and you can feel it. So I'll request you all. First, I will tell you, you just listen to me, and then I will take you through. First, I will request you to close your eyes, right? Keep your hand in the Gyan Mudra on your laps. And then after closing your mouth, eyes, you are supposed to breathe in 3 times deeply. You have to inhale and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale deeply 3 times. After doing that and closing your eyes, I will draw a prayer to you. That prayer you have to listen. The prayer is to the Almighty, inviting the Almighty to share His spiritual energy in the form of purple light. And then the purple light will start coming to you. And then you have to, side by side, keep your hand in this mudra, visualize the purple light as I tell you, and keep on thinking actually that you are a blissful soul. So, and number 4, you're humming like a bee. Your tongue has to be folded backwards and should touch the upper roof of your mouth. These 4 things have to happen simultaneously. So all of you are ready? If you're ready, let us start this process. It will take you around about 2.5 to 3 minutes. But in real terms, when you do it, actually, you have to do it for a longer duration of maybe 8 to 9 minutes. Eyes would be closed, right? And when I ask you, then only you would open the eyes. Please close your eyes. Keep your hands in the mudra which I shared with you, Gyan Mudra, on your laps. Now we start the meditation. Oh Almighty God, oh my dear Lord, oh my dear loving Lord, I request you, I pray to you to please send your divine energy in the form of the purple color onto me and help me heal my mind and heal my entire body and give me the blissful energy which rejuvenates me. Now we are seeing with closed eyes, the hand of Almighty has come above our head. It is approximately half a feet above our head, and purple light is coming from the hand. It is coming in the form as if a waterfall is coming, and it's a illuminated, luminous light, purple in color. That light is now entering our scalp. It is entering our gray matter. It is entering our eyeballs, and slowly it is entering my spinal cord, and it is now going slowly to the bottom of my spinal cord. And now I am seeing my entire body is radiating with illuminated purple color. On the top of my head, I am seeing 1,000-leaf lotus opening up and glowing with purple light. Side by side, I am feeling I am a blissful soul, and I'm continuing to feel that I am a blissful soul. And now I would continue to feel that I'm a blissful soul, and I would continue to see the purple light coming into my whole body and resonating in my mind. At the same time, now I would start to hum in the form of a bee. Keep on feeling the vibrations. Keep your eyes closed. Keep on feeling the vibrations. Keep on feeling that I am a bliss soul. I'm a blissful soul. I'm a blissful soul. Keep on thinking. Thank Almighty. Hold your hands and thank Almighty. Almighty, thank you very much for having come to me. Thank the Almighty for having come to me with your blissful energy. And thank the Almighty. Now we see that the purple color light is slowly being withdrawn, and it is slowly withdrawing from the tip of our legs. It's going up. From the bottom of our spine, it is going up, and slowly it is going up to the tip of our head, and it is not disappearing. And now we thank Almighty for having come and given His blissful energy to us. And now we slowly open our eyes, we rub our hands, and after rubbing our hands, put it on our eyes, and slowly open our eyes. And then we feel the different vibration which we feel. I'm sure you must have all had an experience. And once you do it in solitude, and once you do it for 10 to 12 minutes, it can really help to recharge the faculties of your mind, of your brain to a great level, and take care of any of the ailments for yourself as well as for your patient. Similarly, now I'm going to share with you the various different passwords for each of the different chakras. In some of them there are 4 passwords, and some of them there are 3 passwords. Now I'm coming to the next department, that is a psychologist, psychiatrist, ophthalmologist, and dentist department. This chakra is in the middle of the eyebrows, which is known as the third eye. And the color over here is indigo color. Indigo is dark blue color. So you have to visualize in the same way as I shared with you the indigo color. So when does this chakra open? When we continuously feel the emotion of truth, realization of universal knowledge and wisdom. And when does this chakra close or the MCB circuit get short-circuited? When there is negative emotions of fear, there is depression, and there are worries. So what are the passwords? The passwords are, as you see, is the Pran Mudra. You see, Pran Mudra is you have to do like this, a victory sign. And the two fingers, which are extreme to the thumb, you have to touch them. This is it, and you have to do with both the hands and put it on your laps like this. This is formula, password number 1. Second is the sound you have to create is O, like this. O. That is the second. Third is the thought. Thought is that you have to keep on reassuring and having the thought that I am an enlightened soul. I am an enlightened soul. And the fourth is the color. Color, as I shared with you, is the indigo color. All these 4 things you have to do together, and then the third eye would open. What is the benefit of this neurobics? It helps in the case of depression, provides release from migraine. You may be having all your medicines in the homeopathy which we have, or magnesia or whatnot. So, but where we feel the things are not helping, or we can use this in terms of helping the patient further. It provides release from migraine. It increases psychic power, as I said, intuition, it helps. So the chakra, which is a crown chakra meditation, also helps in terms of intuition, and this also helps in terms of intuition. It helps in terms of eye disorders are concerned, relieves nerves and eye disorders, improves eye vision, increases memory and mind power, enhances capacity to discriminate from real and unreal balanced life. Like some people have hallucinations and all that. So this is also very helpful. Coming to the next is the ENT. So this is basically over here, the throat chakra. So when does this function properly? When we continuously feel an emotion of peace. And when does it close? With negative emotions of stress, ego, and anxiety, this thing gets closed. So when we see the patient is having stress, ego, anxiety, then we can assume his problem is there. And normally the thyroid problem happens because of these type of problems. If the patient is having thyroid, this is a chakra which is basically getting affected. So in case, so basically over here, there are 3 passwords are there. One is the color. The color is basically, you have to think of the color which is a sky blue color. When the light is coming from Almighty, you have to think about the sky blue color. The mudras which I have shared with you are different. I will share with you that Akash mudra and Shunya mudra is there, and Vayu mudra is there. And then the thought is that I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. So in case of thyroid problem, we do this exercise in Akash mudra. So Akash mudra is like this, this one. The middle finger, you put it like this, and this is the Akash mudra, and you have to put it on your laps, both the hands. This is the Akash mudra. In case of ear problems, you have to take the same finger and you have to press it like this. Press it, and this becomes Shunya mudra. Shunya mudra. So basically, both the hands become Shunya mudra. So this is also known as peaceful neurobics. The benefits are that it cleanses the upper respiratory tracts, improves blood circulation, fully cleanses the lungs, and the body experiences a feeling of warmth and peace, removes depression by making the mind healthy and resistant, removes chronic fatigue syndrome, releases new cells and tissues in our body, and releases stress. So this is as far as the ENT is concerned, department. Then coming to the next, which is the heart chakra, which is basically green in color. So this chakra functions well when we continuously feel the emotion of selfless, pure love and compassion. Selfless, pure love and compassion. There is a short circuit in this MCB, this chakra, when there is a feeling of hatred, jealousy, and greed. When there is a feeling of hatred, jealousy, and greed, the spiritual energy coming to the soul and then getting forwarded to this doesn't ultimately reach the heart and doesn't ultimately reach the lungs, thereby resulting in suboptimal performance of the heart and the lung. Here there are basically three passwords which are there. Password one is the color. Color is green color. You have to visualize the green color as I shared with you in the first example. You have to visualize the color green coming in. The mudra which is there is like this. This is the mudra. You can see from different angles. This is the mudra. So this finger which is there, you have to put it at the end of the thumb, right? While the middle two fingers, you have to have it touch the thumb. And the last small finger will remain standing. So effectively speaking, you have to do it like this. I'll share with you, this mudra is so powerful that we had cases, people having had heart attack and then being moved to the ambulance, and then we try to put their hands in this mudra, and by the time they reach the hospital and the ECG is done, ECG is almost normal. This is a very powerful mudra in terms of helping the heart is concerned. So this is very good in terms of first aid is concerned to the heart also. So the three passwords I have shared with you, you have to think, I am a loving soul. I am a loving soul. And you have to simultaneously think about the green light. And third is this mudra which I shared with you. Benefits of this loveful neurobics is controls blood pressure, increases the efficiency of lungs and heart, and helps in overcoming tiredness, and nerves are remain calm. Now coming down to the gastrology department. This is approximately 2 inches, this chakra is 2 inches above the navel and round about near the navel, I would say. That's the entire area which is there, which is basically covering the large intestine, small intestine. It is covering your liver, pancreas, spleen, stomach. So this is covering a big amount of area. So this chakra is functioning well when we continuously feel the emotion of joy, happiness, and contentment. However, this chakra trips when there is a negative emotion of anger, irritation, frustration, and sadness rule the mind. So what are the three passwords? The password number one is you have to think the color yellow, the color of the fire you have to think, because that is what the energy in this area is all about. That is the fire energy. So you have to think fire energy. That is the yellow color you have to think. The thought has to be, I am a joyful soul. And what is the mudra? Mudra is the second finger from the small finger. You have to press it and do it like this. So this is victory sign plus the small finger, and the finger, you have to press it. This is known as the Agni Mudra. This is known as the Agni Mudra. You have to put it on your laps like this, and then it cleanses the metabolic waste from the body, accelerates the heart rate, strengthens the digestive system, and it increases the appetite. Now we come to the next department, which is the last one, the nephrology department, dermatologist department, hematologist department, and the gynecologist department, as well as the reproduction department. So here, this chakra functions optimally when we continuously feel the emotion of purity and positive thinking. And this chakra basically trips when there are wasteful and negative thoughts and emotions, and attachment and sense of possessiveness. When there's a sense of possessiveness, negative thoughts, then this chakra basically trips or goes out of alignment. What are the three passwords? The three passwords is that you have to think about the color orange, the same color which we use when we were thinking about charging our homeopathy medicines or water. Same color, because that is the color of purity, and which is the color of which is the same vibration as I shared with you of the flowing water. So what is your thought? Thought number one, which is I'm a pure soul. Password number one is I'm a pure soul. You have to continuously think. What is the mudra? Mudra is these three fingers will be here, and the small finger and the thumb. They have to be together like this. You have to do it like this. Touch it like this, and then put it on your laps. So three passwords will work together. Number one, you have to visualize the color orange. The thought will be, you have to keep on resonating, I am a pure soul. And the mudra, as I shared with you, is the Varun mudra. It helps in terms of eliminating many hereditary diseases, makes the skin soft and disease-free, purifies the blood and reduces the chances of blood pressure, strengthens immune system and defense mechanism of the body. This is what it does. So I have shared it with you, and you're most welcome to revisit this presentation again and run through them and make your notes for yourself as well as for your patients. And these are very, very powerful. This is coming from the secret spiritual sciences of Sanatana Dharam, which are at least 5,000 years old, and has now been given to you in a modern form. Now the last one is the end of the spinal cord, which is basically the orthopedic department or the musculoskeletal department. And this chakra is at the end, the tip of the spinal cord. So when you're thinking about it, you have to think that the chakra or the red color chakra, which is the epitome of this chakra, is rotating in the end of the tip of the spine. Similarly, when all these chakras were there, the color you have to think it is rotating in that particular position which I have mentioned to you. Like in case of the heart chakra, you have to think about the green light rotating in the middle of your chest, right? Similarly, as far as this is concerned, you have to think about the red light rotating at the end of the tip of the spine. So this chakra forms function very well when the individual is having good willpower and is very well determined. However, when it fails to function, the chakra gets misaligned, is when there are too many negative emotions and too much desires and expectations from others and excess sexual activities. So what is the thought? The thought is, I am a powerful soul. The password, the three passwords are, first is the color is red. The thought is, I am a powerful soul. The mudra is, which is known as a shivling mudra. What you have to do is this is the thumb. You have to put it like this, and this. You see this? This is known as a shivling mudra. So you have to put your hand like this in the shivling mudra and keep it in the center of your, lap, and then do the entire exercise by putting this. The interesting thing is this, that when you do this and keep on holding it like this, and you compress your arms and your entire body, you basically you compress your muscles in a tight manner by doing this for 10 times and then release it for 10 times, it helps in building body heat. So if you're feeling very cold, doing this, it also automatically regenerates the body heat. So what are the benefits? One feels energetic and dynamic, releases all carbonic gases from the muscles, makes blood circulation very rapid, and keeps endocrinal glands in good working order. One thing I would like to share is that this thing has not to be done for people who are having high blood pressure, because it helps in terms of increasing the blood pressure. So Shivling Mudra is not advisable for people having a high blood pressure. So this is how we went through the entire journey of the 7 chakras and the 7 meditation. Now I'll just briefly draw to you, how these 7 chakras are basically linked to the different hormones and how they help in terms of activations of those hormones, and how ultimately activation of those hormones actually helps the spiritual energy to basically get directed to the organs and ultimately helps in terms of the physical, mental well-being of the patient. So if you see, serotonin affects mood, sleep, appetite, sensory perception, temperature regulation, pain suppression, aggressions, and depression. Then if you see ACH affects muscle action, cognitive functioning, memory, rapid eye movement, sleep, and emotions. Dopamine DA affects movement, attention, memory, learning, and emotion, plays a significant role in both schizophrenia and Parkinson's disease. Any norepinephrine affects learning, memory, dreaming, emotion, waking from sleep, eating, alertness, wakefulness, reactions to stress. Epinephrine affects emotional arousal, memory storage, and metabolism of glucose necessary for energy release. GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, neural inhibitions in the central nervous system. These are the various. Now let us correlate it with the chakras to give a good clarity. If you see the crown chakra or the Sahasrara chakra, which is the top of the head, as I shared with you, color is purple, violet. The respective gland is pineal gland, pituitary gland. Function is control all 6 chakras and works as a pathway to increase spiritual energy. Third eye, Ajna chakra, which is the center of the eyebrows. Color is indigo. Pituitary gland also controls mind and thoughts. Third is the throat, Vishuddhi chakra, throat, blue color. Respective gland is the thyroid gland, controls glands, hormones, and personality. Then is the Anahat chakra, is the heart chakra. Color, as I shared, is green. Thymus gland regulates blood and oxygen circulation. Then going down, as I said, is the Manipur chakra or the solar plexus, yellow color, adrenal gland, pancreas, owns life force, energy, and personal power, regulates body balance. Going down is the Swadhisthana chakra, sacral, which is the abdomen area, orange. One-hour gland controls the uterus, ovary, genetic functions, and the lymphatic system. And then the root chakra is the base chakra. Base of the spine, color is red. Adrenal gland testis gland, balances all the 7 chakras. So this was in a way the summary in one slide, so that it becomes easier for all of you to have a take home. Very briefly, some of the testimonials, I would say not case studies, but more of a testimonials. Rajendra Avana, I have no word to describe the benefits of psychoneorobics meditation within a short period of 2 months. It's a miracle for me. Dr. Gayatri Bhatt, MBBS, in the month of November 2001, was diagnosed as a case of multifocal plasmacytosis, blood cancer. By God's grace and practicing psychoneorobics regularly, I cured all my deadly diseases through psychoneorobics. Dr. Prem Hira, MD, Netherlands, I was able to get rid of insulin, diabetes, meditation with the help of psychoneorobics. Dr. Engineer Humphrey, Netherlands, by regular practice of psychoneorobics, I helped my heart create a natural bypass. Was suffering from insomnia since long. I now fall asleep in 5 to 15 minutes. Malti J. Sitaraman, MD, gynecologist, was cured from multiple sclerosis with psychoneorobics. It's a miracle in itself, as my doctor had told that this is incurable. Psoriasis from Suriname got cured from psoriasis with the help of psychoneorobics. Bila, Suriname, my persistent migraine got cured with its practice. Now for this psychoneorobics, you also the meditation techniques. Now there are certain equipments which are available. There's a Russian company which has developed this software along with the help of Indian-based company, which is known as a GDA camera. You have to put your finger into this. You can see this white machine, and once you put your finger into it for a minute, then it basically catches the aura of your body and basically helps in terms of finding out how are the chakras of your body. It gives an analysis of the anxiety levels, stress levels, energy levels, whether it is balanced or not. And then it basically puts it on a proper graphical format so that it can be correlated with the various chakras and the organs. So I'll share with you what are the other outputs of this machine and software. One of the outputs is this. If you see the red color in the center, followed by brickish color, and then followed by green color, and then cream color. And then you see the line which is there, which is the dark brick color, which is there. So if you see on the left side, for example, I'm referring to here, here cardiovascular, it is coming at a particular reading, and which is coming in the zone, which is green zone. But if you see the other side, the one which is touching the circle, which is between red and green, which is the pink zone, is a thyroid one. Effectively speaking, it is sharing the thyroid gland of that person is affected. While if you see on the right side, it basically gives an indication of the areas which are becoming weak and are susceptible. So here when we see that the susceptibility over here is there in terms of the pituitary gland is concerned. So basically what it is indicating is that the crown chakra meditation is going to be helpful to the person. So looking into these two circular graphs, we can see what are the areas where the problem is there and what are the areas which are weak areas. So accordingly, the meditation can be prescribed. So various organs of the bodies are getting plotted. If you see, the kidneys are getting plotted, the livers are getting plotted, the nervous system is getting plotted, the pituitary gland is getting plotted, the rectum is getting, so various things are getting plotted. And then if you see, the various energy levels also get plotted over here. If you see the energy level which is getting in this table, it is under the head energy, then the cardiovascular system energy, respiratory system energy, endocrine system energy, musculoskeletal energy, and the digestive system. So if you see the column on the right, it talks about the balance. So here, if you see, all the green is the area basically where there is a level of comfort is there, nothing to worry about. What the areas which are red in color or pinkish in color are the areas which are the area of concern or low energy is basically getting. So here when we see the pancreas are getting low, which is at 69%. The adrenal glands are getting low energy, which is at 58%. Similarly, the throat area, the respiratory system is at 80%, low area. So when we are able to see this, we are able to coordinate and accordingly suggest the right meditation along with the homeopathy medicine, whatever is applicable. And then finally, this thing gets plotted in the form of a diagram. So here we see that the crown chakra is quite balanced, right? The balance which is there as far as the throat chakra is concerned, it is a bit off. If you see, similarly, number 3, when you see as far as the digestion chakra is concerned, and the one number 2, which is with respect to your area of your kidneys and all that, that is also a bit off. This basically helps in terms of plotting it and giving a bird eye view. These are 2 of the instruments which are additionally used. On the right is an instrument which helps in terms of, actually we take it and we take it from top to down, and if it basically flips like this, opens like this, then effectively speaking, that area is a concern area. While if the guns remain parallelly, and then effectively speaking, the chakra is aligned. If the guns flip like this, then the chakra is basically misaligned. So without even that instrument of which is being presented graphically and otherwise, where the data comes out, if that is not available, we use this. Likewise, even if this is not there, this is we have a small testing machine over here, which is known as a happiness index machine, which is so we put our fingers over there and it catches the aura of the body, and it gives a reading over there. The reading is low. It basically gives a indication that the state of happiness of the person is on the higher side. The anxiety levels are low. If the number is high, then it shows the anxiety levels are high. So to the extent that once we give the charged water, immediately the impact is there in terms of the happiness testing machine is concerned. There are certain new things were new to me also, and it has been very useful parallelly in terms of integration is concerned of healing sciences. Now I would like to share with you some of the research papers which have been presented by myself. There are 8 research papers have been presented. One was impact of psychoneorobic charging on homeopathy medicines in terms of neurology is concerned. Then the other was on nephrology. Third was impact of psychoneorobics charging on homeopathy medicine for musculoskeletal patients. These have been published in various international and domestic journals. The other was on gastrology. Then one was on cardiology, reproduction and gynecology, on ENT. Likewise, 8 papers have been presented in various domestic and international journals duly approved by UGC. So basically, of these 8 papers which were presented, the gist of it has been presented in this tabulation. If you see the right side, the progress assessment, AAA means the progress was very good in terms of combination of homeopathy and psychoneorobics is concerned. And if you're talking about AA, it means it was good results. A means it was progressing. And O was basically suboptimal results. So in terms of sample size is concerned, total of 100 samples has been shared. Nephro, the results were AAA. Neuro was AAA. ENT was AA. Dermatology was AA. Reproduction and gynecology was not up to the level. This was when the report was done a couple of years back. Gastrology was A, cardiology was A, musculoskeletal was AA, miscellaneous was A. So this was a scientific presentation of the various reports. And these are 2 letters which have been received. One is from the promoter and founder chairman, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy of Apollo Hospitals, which is the largest chain of hospitals in India, having a market valuation of approximately around about $9 billion. The second is a letter from the Government of India, Ministry of Ayush, Shripat Naik, acknowledging the science of psychoneorobics and the integration with other systems of medicines. At the end, I wish to thank you, all of you, for the time basically given. And enclosed are my telephone number and email ID. You're most welcome to approach me anytime. Whatever help I can be of you to you. My deepest gratitude, courtesy, and thanks to Almighty God, my gurus, Dr. Chandrasekhar Tiwari, Mission 5000, and Dr. Jawahar Shah, without whom this would have not been possible. So again, thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
हेलो जी सर, कंप्लीट हो गया राइट सर? अच्छा था, एकदम प्रॉपर हुआ है राइट? हाँ सर, हम लोग ने कुछ अराउंड 10-15 के अराउंड स्टार्ट किया था राइट सर?
20 पे किया था मेरे ख्याल से, 10-20 पे किया था।
हाँ 10-15-20 के अराउंड किया था। अभी 12 o'clock हो रहे हैं। ओके, तो उसमें मतलब हमें 1 hour 30 minutes का तो आउटपुट मिल ही जाएगा। और बीच में एक बार आपने ब्रेक लिया था, आप
वो तो 1-8 मिनट का ही था।
हाँ 1-8 मिनट का था, तो उसमें उतना कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा। और जो वीडियो है जो हम लोग 19वीं स्लाइड पे प्ले करने वाले हैं 15
बंद
मिनट्स
करना
का।
क्या, मेरे को ये बता दीजिए।
नहीं बंद कुछ भी नहीं करना है, रिकॉर्डिंग चलते रहेगा।
आपने बोला ना रिकॉर्डिंग चल रहा था, मेरे को बंद करना है यहाँ पे कुछ?
नहीं रिकॉर्डिंग आप चलते रहने दीजिए। जब भी हम लोग मीटिंग एंड करेंगे तभी वो रिकॉर्डिंग बंद हो जाएगा। और फिर बाद में जो आपको कैसे भेजना है वो मैं आपको बता दूंगा।
अच्छा
जी सर, तो फाइनली मतलब आपका रिकॉर्ड कंप्लीट हो गया और काफ़ी अच्छा हुआ। आपका फेस भी प्रॉपर था और आपने काफ़ी अच्छे से डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन किया। तो लोगों को समझेगा भी, क्योंकि इंडिया के भी रहेंगे और आउटसाइड के भी डॉक्टर्स रहेंगे, होम्योपैथ्स रहेंगे।
आपको भी अच्छा लगा?
जी हाँ, मुझे अभी काफ़ी अच्छा लगा। तो क्योंकि मतलब उसमें मंत्रा और वो सब मुद्राएं थी, अलग अलग चीज़ थी। तो मतलब वो मतलब मैं एक्चुअली डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ, मैं रेगुलर मार्केटिंग से हूँ। तो मतलब मुझे भी अगर हेल्प हो जाएगा वो चीज़ से, अगर मैं मेडिटेशन और उस चीज़ के हिसाब से ध्यान दूंगा तो वैसा। जी, तो आपका ये ठीक हो गया है। और सर एक रिक्वेस्ट था आपसे कि आपका एक स्पीकर प्रोफाइल चाहिए रहेगा।
मैं भेज देता हूँ।
हाँ, तो आपका एक स्पीकर प्रोफाइल भी मुझे और मेरे जो कलीग है अल्तमास जी, उनको आप मेल पे आप भेज दीजिए, ठीक है? और जैसे हम लोग ये मीटिंग एंड करेंगे तो उसके बाद जो मीटिंग कन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट होगा, ठीक है? तो मीटिंग कन्वर्ट स्टार्ट होने के बाद वो चीज़ एक फोल्डर में जाएगा, जूम करके एक फोल्डर बनेगा।
अच्छा
हाँ, जूम करके एक फोल्डर बनेगा, डॉक्यूमेंट्स करके फोल्डर है, उसके अंदर जूम करके फोल्डर बनेगा।
तो आप मुझे बता दीजिए, मेरे ख्याल से आप क्लोज कर दीजिए, मेरे को मोबाइल पे फोन करके बता दीजिए क्या करना है अभी।
जी जी हाँ चले, क्योंकि मतलब ये मीटिंग कन्वर्ट होने में टाइम लगेगा थोड़ा, 15 to
अच्छा
20 मिनट्स लगेगा।
अच्छा
ठीक है, तो एक बार जैसे ही कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा तो ऑटोमेटिक वो फोल्डर ओपन होके आपके वहाँ पे डेस्कटॉप पे पॉपअप आ जाएगा।
अच्छा ठीक।
हाँ, तो जैसे ही पॉपअप आ जाएगा तो उसके बाद मैं आपको बता दूंगा कि आपको क्या आगे प्रोसीड करना
अभी
है।
कुछ नहीं करना है ना मेरे को?
जी नहीं सर, अभी कुछ भी नहीं
अभी तो
करना
ऑन
है।
रहने दो ना, ऑन रहने दो ना।
जी हाँ हाँ चलेगा, तो अभी हम लोग अभी मीटिंग एंड कर देते हैं। आपको और कुछ पूछना है या तो फिर आपको कुछ क्वेरी है?
कुछ नहीं, मेरे को कुछ पूछना नहीं है, कुछ होगा तो मैं आपको फोन पे बात कर लूंगा।
हाँ चलेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। ठीक
ठीक
है,
है।
तो अभी हम ये मीटिंग एंड करते हैं, तो एक बार मीटिंग एंड करने के बाद वो मीटिंग कन्वर्शन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। ओके,
ठीक।
तो जैसे ही वो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा तो आप तब भी मुझे कॉल कर दीजिए।
हाँ
ठीक है, तो मैं आपको फिर गाइड कर दूंगा कि वो फाइल फोल्डर आपको ड्राइव पे कैसे अपलोड करके मुझे भेजना है।
हाँ।
ओके,
ठीक, थैंक यू। तो आप
ठीक
मेरे
है,
को अभी
ओके।
15-20 मिनट बाद फोन करेंगे?
जी सर, आपको मैं 15 मिनट्स बाद फोन करूंगा मैं आपको।
ठीक, मैं
ओके
उठ
सर।
जाता हूँ अभी।
जी सर,
ओके।
इसको मीटिंग तो हम लोग एंड कर देते हैं। ठीक है सर, आप भी मीटिंग अपने वहां से एंड कर दीजिए।
आप पहले कर दीजिए, मेरे को क्या करना है अभी? एस्केप
आपको
करूँ क्या?
वहां पे हाँ जो लीव करके लिखा है ना, एंड
हैं?
मीटिंग करके, एंड मीटिंग करके लिखा रहेगा आपको लेफ्ट साइड पे, आपके राइट साइड पे, सॉरी नीचे की साइड, राइट साइड नीचे।
ये ऊपर वाले में होगा क्या? ऊपर वाला जैसे ऊपर आता है वो?
हाँ, आपका आपका पीपीटी आप शेयर करना बंद कर दीजिए।
मैं एस्केप करूँ क्या?
हाँ, एक्सेप्ट कर दीजिए।
एस्केप कर दिया।
आपका पीपीटी क्लोज हो गया रहेगा। ठीक है, आपका स्क्रीन शेयरिंग स्टॉप कर दीजिए।
अब स्क्रीन शेयरिंग मैंने बंद कर दिया।
हाँ, आपका स्क्रीन शेयरिंग बंद कर दिया जी। अभी आपको आपको राइट साइड पे आपको आ रहा है एंड मीटिंग
अभी मैं
करके
एंड
ऑप्शन।
कर दूं क्या इसको?
हाँ हाँ, एंड कर दीजिए।
स्टॉप।
हाँ, एंड कर दीजिए, मीटिंग एंड कर दीजिए।
एंड कर दो।
जी जी सर।